What's up, NFL Draft fam? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and today I want to talk about a prospect I've been talking about for a long time. He's been one of my favorite prospects to watch in this year's class. Wide receiver Javon Baker out of the University of Central Florida. This kid was a transfer from Alabama, but had a phenomenal Big 12 season this past year. I got the pleasure to watch him play against my Kansas Jayhawks when I was watching my Jayhawks and covering my Jayhawks. And I was like, man, who is this kid? But he's 6'1", 202 pounds, ran a 4.5 40 at the combine, 37-inch vertical, had over 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. And he was 8th in college football with 574 deep yards and 3rd with 15 deep catches. So he's a guy that you can definitely just put the ball up in the air and let him go deep. Literally, he averaged 21 yards per catch, and he was a first-team All-Big 12 candidate, like I said, last season. So I want to get straight into the film, man, because I got a lot of clips to show about this prospect because, like I said, he is definitely on the pet cat list. And I think from a Dallas Cowboys standpoint, he can definitely kind of fill that Michael Gallup-less void that we're going to try to fill possibly in this NFL draft. So in the very first play right here, you'll see that he's manned up versus one of my favorite corners. He didn't come out in this year's class, surprisingly, but Kobe Bryant will return to the University of Kansas. But next year, we'll talk about Kobe. But you're going to see him, Javon, just come out on this deep crossing route right here. And he's just smooth, man. He's smooth. And the one thing I like about him, he attacks the ball with his hands. He is not a body catcher. So he's always looking to go and attack the ball. He's always looking to attack the catch. And you'll see that on this play right here. But you'll see him kind of burst off the line of scrimmage. Now, I know some people are concerned about his explosiveness off the line of scrimmage, but just watching him full speed, I'm not seeing too much concerns. He does a good job setting up the outside, planting, cutting, and going up and making a catch. Hands up. And we'll see it again from the end zone angle. So he is definitely a guy that will go up and get the ball. Like, that is his thing. That is his knack. Like, he will definitely go up and high point the ball. What you love in wide receivers, if y'all remember last year, right, my guy Quentin Johnson, the biggest knock on him is that he doesn't high point the ball. He's more of a body catcher, which I really didn't agree with, but still, right, Baker go up, catches the ball, secures the catch, right? So good route, way to secure the catch, man. Like I said, he's a big time receiver. Like I said, I was at this game and I was up there in the press box. I was like, man, who is that? And I started putting stars by his name and started looking out for him from the NFL draft. The next thing that I really love about Javon Baker, like, he's tough, man. You know, if you go to his YouTube channel, he has a YouTube channel. I mean, he works out. I'll actually post that in the links below. So go check him out, man, off the field. But he's a workout warrior and he plays with a lot of grit. He's tough. He has some fire to his game, as you'll see right there. He plays with some tenacity, man. I mean, look at that, man. Like, that's attitude and effort. Now, UCF got dog walked this game, but for the most part, Baker definitely played tough with some attitude. And like I said, Kobe Bryant's one of the top corners that's going to come out in next year's class, man. And so that's no easy feat. But Javon Baker just plays with a different swagger, attitude, of confidence. Like I said, this was a Nick Saban kid. Probably if he stayed at the University of Alabama and had the season that he did last year at UCF, we're probably talking about him being mentioned amongst those, first round prospects. But of course, he transferred. But like I said, the ability and the upside is there. Extremely tough, extremely physical. Now, he's not much of your tackle breaker kind of wide receiver, but if you get him in space and just let him play football, he is a pure football player with a lot of attitude. Like I said, workout warrior. He's always on the grind, lifting iron. I like workout warriors. He's definitely one of those prospects. So this next play right here, even though it's an overthrow, just watch how he gets off the line. So watch his footwork. Good footwork. Now he's setting up the inside route. Boom. And this is my guy, Kenny Logan, who's another, safety prospect we definitely need to talk about. Even though the Cowboys got a lot of safeties, I definitely love Kenny Logan. So he sets up the inside route, but Kenny Logan's able to jump on it, right? So, even though it's an overthrow, just watching in full speed, just watch how he can get in and out of his cuts. That's important for a wide receiver. Now, I know in some of these reps, he's playing a lot of slot, but honestly, he played primarily outside. I think he had like 154 snaps inside the slot. but he was primarily an outside guy. So I know a lot of people are thinking, well, we don't need a slot guy, right? But it still shows the versatility, because CeeDee Lamb is not going to be primarily a slot. Mike McCarthy likes to move him in and out interchangeable. So you want guys with some position flex, and Javon Baker definitely possesses that position flex. So on this play right here, if he's going to play on the outside, we know the Michael Gallup route tree, right? You're going to run go routes, you're going to run hitches and curls, but also slants. He does a good job running this slant, right? But his quarterback just kind of sells it behind him, because, I mean, Dak Prescott puts his ball out in front of him. They were pretty much good and possibly off to the races. So, you know, he's going to be a slant guy. He can definitely run the slant. He's clean with his slants. He can definitely run the go route, which we'll show here in a second. I think that was bad ball placement from his quarterback. On this play right here, just showing some of his in route breakability that he possesses. Like I said, playing on the outside, good plant, secures the catch. You see how his hands extend. He's always extending from the ball. I'll see that right there. Look at his hands, right? Not catching with his body, and he's looking to turn and run. And he can turn and run and get upfield quickly, because honestly, I think that's Kobe again. If he doesn't get the back of his jersey, more than likely he's off to the races again, right? So that's why he has good turn and catch ability. Like I said, had a great Senior Bowl as well. Did it well at the combine. You know, he didn't have the sexy speed that a lot of these other wide receivers put up, but as far as a playmaker and his ability, it's definitely all there, y'all. It's definitely all there. And he is one of those prospects. And y'all know me if you watch my channel long enough, right? So look at him catching with his hands. Y'all know if I watch my channel long enough, when I'm starting watching player, you know, nonstop and raving about him on Twitter, like it's official, right? And when it comes to Javon Baker, he's definitely official. You know, I'm always talking about him in our mock drafts, because he's a guy that will probably be sitting possibly in the 3rd round. And if he's there, you can go get him. Now, this is where his money really resides, right? Being able to stack these corners. Like I said, this is one of the best corners in college football, you know, arguably probably in the draft next year, but show the ability to be able to stack Kobe Bryant and get on top. There he goes, right? So he's able to do that a lot. I mean, he did that a lot last year. Now, here are some of the drawbacks. He had about 6 drops, and I know a lot of people are concerned about his drops. So sometimes there is lapses, right? But I mean, it's a tough catch, right? It's a tough catch, but you know, at the NFL level, you got to make these plays, because this is the difference between possibly winning games and losing games. But when you look at it just from an ability standpoint, he can definitely get over the top of a lot of college football corners, and that is really his gift, that he can get over the top even without having the crazy speed and explosive combine numbers. Like if you're looking for someone one-on-one coverage and you have that favorable matchup, he's definitely a guy that you can look out and say, go get it. And he's definitely going to go get it. Now, on this play right here, you'll kind of see him stacked up below, and you'll see like this is ability just to block a little bit. Like I said, he's feisty. Now, he isn't the best blocker, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't think he's like a Noah Brown or anything like that, but he's a willing blocker, right? So for a wide receiver, we know some wide receivers are cute and they don't want to get their hands dirty, but he's definitely a willing blocker and not afraid to get his hands dirty. So like I said, he plays with a lot of toughness and a lot of feistiness when it comes to his game. On this next play right here, you'll see him kind of set up his inside slant, and once he gets up top, right, he's able to just kind of make things happen. And this is where I kind of jumped out of my seat up there in the press box. I was like, okay, this kid got it, man. He definitely got it. So watch him just in full speed once again. And like I said, this is against one of the best corners in football, right? Boom, perfect setup. Good setup to sell that inside route right there. Plant, sharp cut. And his quarterback kind of hung it up in the air. And this is where his money resides, to be able to go up and get these big catches down the field. Like that's where he's really going to be known for. But he's not just a Hail Mary type wide receiver. Like he can do a lot of different things. But if you put the ball up in the air and throw a back shoulder fade or one of these 50-50 jump balls, like he is not afraid to go get it. Like I said, he high points the ball very well. He doesn't let the ball get into his body. Good awareness of where he's out in the boundary to get his feet in bounds. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. On this play right here, right, you'll show him just kind of give him the explosiveness off the line of scrimmage, showing that burst in the crossing route. But once again, he kind of has a drop, right? So these are some of the things that he's got to kind of clean up, right? Some of these little drops. Now, granted, you know, it pretty much hit the defender's helmet. You know, he had the ball secured, and kind of just took it out of his hands as he was coming down. And sometimes that happens. It's a corner. You can make plays on the ball as the wide receiver's trying to secure it. But, you know, sometimes he's got to secure the catch, go out there and make things happen. On this play right here, just want to showcase his burst off the line of scrimmage, even though it's an overthrow. But like I said, I'm not too concerned about it. I love his burst. I love his ability. I love his athleticism. He definitely has a lot of good qualities when it comes to a wide receiver and a guy that can definitely grow. And then a lot of people have concerns about him being able to be man press, right? So right now he's manned up, getting pressed. You know, good hands. Now, he doesn't have strong hands, right? So that's an area of improvement. He can probably improve with his hand fighting at the line of scrimmage, especially if he's going to be on the boundary for an NFL team. But at the end of the day, he's still able to go up there and make plays versus a lot of college corners. And I think that's going to translate at the NFL level. On this play right here, just showing him getting out of his breaks, very low hips, good footwork. Watch his footwork, chopping blades right there, getting his feet in the grass, turf. Good low center of gravity, good low fluid hips, securing the catch once again with his hands, going off to make a play. And this play right here, just showing, you know, being able to block, right, and be able to impact the game at a different level. Now, this is one of the plays where I kind of like, it's just effort, right? So even though he's right there in the slot, you know, coming off, probably expecting maybe a RPO or something like that, but, you know, helping your running back down the field, blocking, getting that extra bump, right? Those are the little things that matter. This play right here is just a simple underneath route, coming back, and look how he attacks the ball. Like, he's coming back towards the ball, which is all wide receivers are taught, even at the peewee level, coming back, attacking the ball, getting his hands up. That's what you're teaching at any NFL level, right? Attack the ball, don't let the ball come to you. On this last play right here, just a blown coverage, right? The game was, they were down by 7, and some reason Texas Tech hit a corner blitz and caught you slipping, and Javon Baker is off to the races, man. So that is my guy, Javon Baker, out of the University of Central Florida. I love this prospect, y'all. I've been raving about him pretty much since I started my draft scouting process. Now, ultimately, y'all know I don't do comps. I'm not a comp guy. I can kind of go off of feel, and he feels very Rashee Rice to me that went to Kansas City. He kind of gives me that same feel that I had watching Rashee Rice last year out of SMU. So I think this is going to be a guy that can possibly be sitting in the 3rd round. So if he's there for the Cowboys standpoint, you can go get him, which is why I've been having the conversation. The Cowboys might not go wide receiver in the 1st round because there's a second cluster of very talented wide receivers that can step in and be your wide receiver 2s of the future. And Javon Baker is definitely him, man. So comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at jtuck151. We got a lot of draft content loading up on this channel. So if you love draft content in the right place, click that playlist, man, and turn that notification bell. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And Javon Baker, bro, you a pet cat. You've been a pet cat since day one. Let's get it. Peace.